Thank you, Madam Speaker and members, and the delegation from the Guinness Book of World Records that's here today to witness me offer a $1 billion spending amendment to this bill. For those of you following at home, you can't do tax cuts without a spending. So this addresses the $2.4 billion, $2.45 billion budget surplus in our budget reserve. We've overtaxed people. We're looking for ways on how we can efficiently return some of this money back to taxpayers. I came up with a great idea to do a one-year license tab holiday so that we can, at the same time returning money to our taxpayers efficiently without having to mail checks, we can just tell the people of Minnesota that they don't have to go and get tabs for an entire year. So starting in July of this year, they would just keep the 2019 tabs on their car for a year. And they wouldn't have to burden our overworked registrars who are dealing with this botched MNLARS rollout. This bill also addresses the MNLARS issue. See, I've worked as a business analyst in doing major IT projects for Fortune 500 companies for over a decade. And I know that Representatives Lucero and Nash and Garofalo and even members of your side work on these large projects. The problem is when they write the requirements for this software, they go in and figure out what our laws are and our regulations around licensing titles and tabs and driver's licenses are, and they write these complex requirements to create software around our terrible web of regulations. If many of you have traveled to other states, you'll notice that we're surrounded by states that print and dispense license tabs from ATM machines in grocery stores and convenience stores. North Dakota and Wisconsin have these. This is the type of technology we should be looking at, self-service license tabs. There are also many states in the country that print driver's licenses the same day. You don't have to wait weeks or months to get a driver's license or a title. We should be looking at the 49 other states that successfully print driver's licenses and titles and dispense tabs automated and using automated ways and technology, and just buy their software, bring it back here, and then we can write the laws to match the software. This is the Control-C, Control-V software solution that I think would work much more efficiently than trying to reinvent the wheel with our MNLARS program. This bill, because it takes $1 billion out of the budget reserve and returns most of it to taxpayers, the rest of it is used to install this highly efficient MNLARS software that we should be installing to do same-day driver's licenses and dispense tabs from ATMs. It pays $100 million in cash for rural township roads, something that is much needed in the state, and to not borrow money to do it. And it also makes the counties whole in their wheelage tax, which I disagree with, but they need their money. And it makes our deputy registrars whole. The franchise registrars that have been dealing with this botched MNLARS rollout and are still suffering from having to pay all the extra labor to deal with this terrible system that was put on them. So members, I know the other side's going to stand up and say that they don't agree with taking taxpayer money out of the budget reserve to return to them. But I will say this, when there's $2.5 billion of money that we've taken from taxpayers, more than we need, to put it in a savings account up here in St. Paul instead of returning to them where it goes back into the economy is wrong. And as long as we have a $2.5 billion slush fund that we can use for rainy days or, God forbid, we overspend, we're never going to make those hard decisions to actually run government efficiently. We need to return this money to the taxpayers. This bill will allow us to do it in a very efficient manner without having to send out checks. We just give them a tax-free holiday. It helps our deputy registrars, helps all of our registrars, and this is the right thing to do. So members, I ask for your support. Thank you, Madam Speaker.